Dave DeGuzman inside the NBC4 Digital Center with another digital sports roundtable. Of course, we are talking the Memorial, which is fast approaching. It's next week, folks. Can't believe it. To talk about it, we bring in Whitney Harding and Joe Nugent. Let's first talk about the field, because we have an idea going into this who's going to be in, but you know, it's never official until it's actually official. We've got some really good names coming up here.
Everybody.
Right?
Yeah, really everybody by ranking.
Yeah, 9 of the top 10 in the world. Earlier this week, we completed 5 of the top 5, but with the latest announcements today, including Ludwig Oberg.
There you go, nailed it. We've been practicing.
That's a tough name.
We now have.
It's not as easy as Jordan Spieth.
Yeah, he really came onto the scene last year, the Ryder Cup, recently from Texas Tech. He's an absolute star in the making. He's very young, very tall. So it makes sense why he can drive the ball the way he can. I mean, really only 2 names not on the list that you would want to see. John Rahm plays with Liv now, so not on the list. And Tiger Woods, who plays whenever he wants and sparingly, which, I mean, I would too.
Saving his energy for the big ones.
Yeah.
The biggest of the big ones. Of course, the purse, though, in this tournament
is
massive. So this is kind of, one of the big ones.
I don't think Tiger's got to worry about the cash, though. I think he's doing all right.
That's true.
And this is a great lead up into, obviously, the U.S. Open, which is the week after, a bit of a date change from last year. One of the other changes also, 16th hole. For some reason, the 16th hole always seems to be a topic of discussion every single year. Apparently, guys, it was too difficult last year.
Well, it was almost in the street, it felt like. The tee box was almost in the street. It really was. You were back up against the fencing that fenced off the course. So, yes, the players were not fans of it last year. So it's been moved.
You know, and Victor, who, won it last year, said that they felt like many of the players were hitting really good shots that landed on the green, but they weren't rewarded for it because the balls weren't staying on the green, partially because of the trajectory that they were coming in from. So one of the tee boxes has been moved about 30 yards to the right. And by the way, you can see much more on this in Pepsi Sports Saturday because we actually go out to where the previous tee box was and where the new one is, so you can actually see how the angle has changed. Previously, they had to go over water as well.
Yeah, that was your only choice.
Yeah, you had to take on the water. Now, if you want to play it to the right side of the green, you can do that without taking on the risk of a penalty stroke. So
and the bunker's been removed as well. So and that bunker was on more. So if you're looking at the green, the right side, so you have the water on the left, the bunker is now gone a little bit on the right. So that kind of helps with a little bit of like if you miss in a certain way, it won't be as bad, maybe scenario. It gives more options. It gives you more options.
For sure. And one of the most interesting parts about this entire thing is that when we talked to Jack about this earlier in the month, he said, we've given the players the options, but these guys are so greedy. I don't know if they're going to take the options. So it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's always a fun hole. I mean, whether it is a par 3, so you can see it from one spot from start to finish. There is water. There are all these different things. And, of course, a phenomenal grandstand with good times. So it's a fun hole.
Which has been built up more this year.
It has.
So it's going to be a good spot to watch, and there's going to be plenty of good places to watch as well at 16.
If you can't be on 18, I guess 16 is like the second best option,
17,
right?
Man, I think 17 is the hardest hole on the course.
Yeah.
And that final 3, it's hard to find a final 3 holes on the PGA Tour that are as challenging as Muirfield Village.
And the 16th hole was about the hardest par 3 on tour. We'll see if it continues that way.
Test of a champion, for sure. Of the big names to watch, I think all eyes seem to be on Scottie Scheffler for reasons other than golf because of the events that have unfolded over the last couple of weeks. Charges were dropped this week after his arrest at the PGA Championship at Valhalla. One would think that would ease the mind of someone who is looking to get back to just talking about golf, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he even said that when he played that round after the day he got arrested, I mean, he was just on pure adrenaline. I mean, he said when the whole incident happened, he was shaking, he was overwhelmed, and then he went and played golf, and he was just still on this, like, high. And then you saw the next day it all kind of come down. He didn't play poorly. I don't think Scottie Scheffler is capable of playing poor golf, but it wasn't Scottie Scheffler golf. And it's an emotional roller coaster. So now, yes, he can focus back on golf only.
Yeah, for his sake, that arraignment was moved to Monday, this Monday, June 3rd.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Monday.
You know, so he wasn't going to be in court. His lawyer was going to be in court. But obviously,
still,
yeah, you would be thinking about that naturally.
And then you have to answer all the questions the next few days about it because, well, yeah, it's a big story.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we weren't asking the questions. So, fortunately, I'm glad I don't have to ask the questions.
Right.
Yeah. I
don't
prefer
wanna
golf
talk about
over
it.
court.
Same.
Yeah, exactly.
It's almost the last thing he wants to talk about, and he's already addressed it multiple times. And you know, he also doesn't want to take away from the tragedy that actually happened when a pedestrian got killed. So all eyes on the golf. As we talk about the golf coming up, who's a golfer to watch? Obviously, this field is very intriguing. Again, the timing is interesting as well, with it being the lead-in into the U.S. Open. Victor Hovland being the defending champion. I'm kind of interested in Xander Schauffele coming off the PGA Championship victory, but who are you guys looking out for?
You know, I'm looking out for just kind of a group, just the American golfers in general, to see about the Olympic team. I think that's kind of what I'm starting to look at this point. Is the majors are fun, but this is an Olympic year. It's kind of like if it's a Ryder Cup year, you're looking at who could possibly make the Ryder Cup team. And so, yeah, of course, Xander Schauffele, the reigning Olympic champion. I'm going to be interested to see how he does. But then some other guys who you never know. I mean, when Xander won the Olympics, I mean, it didn't really come out of nowhere, but he wasn't exactly like the guy that we were like, Xander's going to do it. You know, so who is going to kind of get in that groove at the right time to step up and do it? And
as good as Scotty has played this year, he kind of fell out of his groove a little bit.
Yeah.
So will he find his game? Now, obviously, we're talking about small margins here, finding his game. But, you know, the U.S. Open is the following week. Will he, you know, get back to where he was? I mean, I think in all of his starts this year, he only has one finish outside of the top 10.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, I mean, if you're looking at guys who are going to be in the mix, you know, I mean, he's in the mix every week, every tournament that he plays.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this tournament this year. It's a signature event. Everybody's fun to watch. And that's what's so amazing. It is a smaller field, but the quality is incomparable. Yeah,
the field size is very similar to the Masters. There will be a cut. Everybody's also going to be teeing off at number 1 this year, all 4 days. That's going to be a little bit different. Yeah. So
that's great for the fans.
Yeah,
for sure. It makes it more simple, for sure.
It's exciting. All eyes for sure are going to be on the weather, because it's such great weather this weekend that we're all thinking, man, it's like, what's the weather going to hold for next week? But we're looking forward to it. Of course, stay with NBC4 and NBC4i.com for all the updates from Muirfield as the Memorial comes to town. For Whitney Harding, Joe Nugent, I'm Dave DeGuzman. Until then, see you next time.